Well, hello everybody. We are very excited to see you today for our first Nutrition Plus live Q&A session. So for those of you who don't know Nutrition Plus, we are an international group of healthcare professionals, particularly dietitians, with a special interest in early life nutrition, also known as the first 1,000 days. So that period of time from preconception through pregnancy and into early toddlerhood. Now, we are all about helping other healthcare professionals to update their knowledge and skills in this area by providing training and resources. And so this is part of the reason why we have put together these monthly expert Q&A sessions, is to help to update you guys on both the latest research, but also on some of the practicalities that we need to be considering as a healthcare professional and how we can best support our clients during this first 1,000 days. So we have, as I said, we've got our first session this morning, and we are going to be interviewing, and I'm just bringing her on now, there's Catherine, and hopefully she is joining us. So just as she's coming on, Catherine is a fertility dietitian. There she is. Hey, Catherine.
Hi, Melanie. Hi, everyone.
So good to see you, Catherine. And I have personally had the great blessing of seeing Catherine just grow and expand and turn into these incredible overnight success. Well, except for it hasn't been overnight. You've been working this for years now, Catherine, but it's just like
That's right.
blossomed over the last 12 months in particular.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Mel. Thanks for your support and all the fabulous, amazing Nutrition Plus team.
Our pleasure. Now, Catherine, can you start by, because people want to know who you are before we start getting into your advice, but can you start by telling everybody a little bit about what your expertise is, please?
Yeah, so I am a certified fertility dietitian and I've joined Nutrition Plus for almost 4 years now. I'm based in Brisbane, Australia. I'm now mainly working with clients, helping women and couples trying to conceive to optimize their nutrition and lifestyle to improve their chances of a successful pregnancy. I also mainly working with clients or patients who are preparing for IVF as well.
Amazing. So, Catherine, today the topic that you chose was about prenatal vitamins. Yeah, which is a big, big topic.
Yeah.
And something that, I've certainly found that so many people are just going to the chemist and buying, whatever, like one bottle whatever is recommended to them. Can you start by telling us a little bit about the role of preconception vitamins and supplements, and does everybody need to take a preconception vitamin?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, prenatal supplement is mainly designed for pregnant women, but also for women who are trying to conceive as well. Prenatal supplement can help. So mainly for a few reasons. So basically, a prenatal multivitamins, it consists of a variations of different vitamins and minerals that is suitable to support for pregnancy, because during pregnancy, there are a few key nutrients, the requirement actually increases, such as our folate requirement, iodine or iron intake. So there's just three of the key examples here. The requirement actually increased, right? But one particular nutrient actually is what we call folic acid. It actually requires women to take even 1 month or 3 months before they get pregnant, because we want to make sure that they actually are able to increase the folate intake in the right level to help to protect what we call neural tube defects as well. Usually, the neural tube will form even before women know they become pregnant. So it's absolutely crucial that we also want to get certain nutrients right before they become pregnant. So absolutely, prenatal supplement is not just for women who are already, become pregnant, but it has a role as well for women who are trying to conceive.
Yeah. And I should also mention that this is an unsponsored session. We at Nutrition Plus aren't sponsored by any particular prenatal supplements, and you don't have any affiliations with any supplement companies either, do you, Catherine?
Yeah. No.
So it's purely unbiased advice based on the research. Which
That's right.
It's rare these days. So Catherine, when healthcare professionals are working with clients, so maybe it's a GP or a nurse, or maybe it's a chiropractor who are seeing a client, and they raise that first flag about wanting to conceive. How early should somebody be? Like you said, maybe 1 month to 3 months for folic acid. How early do you think somebody should the healthcare practitioner be recommending that they start supplements prior to actually starting to conceive?
If you're looking at major guideline, in particular like Australia as well, the guideline actually suggests that women at reproductive age should take a folic acid supplement. But if you're looking at, say, specifically for, say, women who are already actively trying to get pregnant, definitely want to get at least 1 month, but actually best is 3 months before they take, they start taking a prenatal vitamin. So a few reasons here, like I say, mentioned about that folic acid in the protections of minimizing neurotype defects. Some women may take months to actually correct the level. And also not to forget about other nutrients as well. Say, for example, some women may suffer from vitamin D deficiency or iron deficiency. It may take months to, again, restore to the right level. So my recommendation, if they can, probably 3 months ahead would be a good time period to start thinking about taking a prenatal multi.
Right. And do you think that healthcare professionals should be recommending supplements, like just one particular multi, or should they be having a range of different nutrients?
Yeah, so that's why I think a dietitian assessment session is really helpful, because everyone will be different. Everyone's nutrition needs will be different. So in a fertility nutrition consultation, quite often I would start with looking at their medical condition. I will also request that their latest blood tests, and also to assess the diet quality as well, to look at which specific nutrients they are missing or currently deficient in, and decide, okay, whether it could be, we can start from a standard prenatal multi, but some patients, for example, if they're really, really low in iron or vitamin D, we might need to add additional single nutrient to correct the dose.
Okay, amazing. And do you think there's much difference, because obviously we don't want to mention any brand names here, but is there a lot of variation between different prenatal multis on the market?
Yeah, definitely. So if you walk into the pharmacy, I'm sure that, you get overwhelmed as well. Like, you just don't know which one to choose. So the truth is, depending on the brand, the formulation can be different. So to give you an example, some brands, they may contain iron, some they may not include iron. And again, it can be different dose as well. Or the other example as well, we also look at, okay, whether that particular brand has any omega-3 or vitamin D. So certainly, like I say, I don't have a particular preference, but I would definitely look at the ingredient list to decide which one would be the best for this particular client.
Right. And if I can also just say, this is a live session, so feel free to ask questions of Catherine while we're here. Catherine, we've had a question come through, which is, why is choline not included in many prenatal supplements?
Yeah, it's really a great question. So basically, for those of you who haven't heard much about choline, so choline is actually a very important nutrient. So basically, it actually helps to, say, for example, for women trying to conceive, it actually helps to support our DNA metabolism. But for general function wise, it actually helps to also with muscle contraction, pain response, but more importantly, in the prenatal pregnancy space, it also helps with the role in early brain development. That's why it's so important. Now, if you're referring to US study, it's shocking to know that almost 90 to 95% of pregnant women actually not getting enough choline. Because choline requirement actually increase during pregnancy and while during breastfeeding as well. In terms of diet, we're looking at the greatest source could be from beef liver if you do enjoy eating them, or eggs or soybeans. But otherwise, it's most, like I mentioned, that commonly pregnant women may not get enough. Now, the problem with supplement as well, some brand, they may have choline, but often the amount added is not very big or significant enough. So from my understanding that the reason why it could be, I don't know, Melanie, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is it because of the formulation itself? It might fuck up the supplement, or maybe
it's a really good compound.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and often, I mean, nobody really wants to take humongous tablets.
Yeah, like big tablets, yeah.
So supplements that are taken multiple times a day are more likely to have choline in them than supplements that are the multis that are just once a day. But then becomes, are people actually going to be diligent and take those supplements multiple times in the day? So that's where it can often be easier to take choline as a separate nutrient.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that's where, I guess for me, for my patient as well, that's where I will look at their prenatal multis, whether they have any choline added in there, how's the diet quality, and decide whether we need to top out additional, just a single nutrient choline for the patients.
Yeah. Catherine, I know that you have recently been part of the MTHFR symposium, and actually there's a question about this now. It's just come up.
Okay.
So
great.
So it says, is there a known difference in the absorption of L-methylfolate in a gummy versus capsules or pill form?
Oh, good question. I guess that, yeah, this is actually one of the things that I'm also so passionate about to share with everyone else today as well. So Melanie and I, and also the other Nutrition Plus member, Claudia, and also Ebony, we recently did a research study about this MTHFR gene. So it's really interesting that we're starting to see many newer forms of prenatal multi in the market right now, promoting, activated folate. So I guess first of all, we really want to understand the different type of folate supplement. So basically, when we say folate, so again, if you're looking at the ingredient list at the back of the prenatal multi, you will see that traditionally, more commonly is what we call folic acid. But this day, you're starting to see promoting activated folate, which you will see folinic acid, or the other ingredient here is called levometholic acid. Okay. Now, remember I'm mentioning about currently, there's only the only type of folate supplement in research that shows that to have a protective effect of neurotube defects, which is only folic acid, is the only type of supplement which are currently tested, right? So I guess that's where, again, we as a practitioner, we have to be very careful when choosing prenatal multi. Some, they may not even have folic acid in there. So as for the current recommendations, I would still recommend for women who are trying to conceive to at least to still have that minimum dose of folic acid as part of their prenatal supplement regime. Now, to answer a question from our viewer here, whether there is a difference of that activated folate. So L-methylfolate that you mentioned, which is one form of activated folate. So what it means is it's readily for the body to absorb. Now, whether there is a difference between gummy and capsule, my understanding is it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Yeah, what's your thought, Melanie? Because it's an active folate. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree. Being a an activated folate, there shouldn't be any difference in the absorption of it. Really, what the bigger risk is the actual quantity in there, because often with gummies, they can't put as much in, and so you need to make sure are they actually getting the dose that they need, and often people aren't getting the doses that they need when it comes to gummies. So the other things, like we need to remember that folate is being water soluble. It's easily destroyed by heat and by light. So you want to look at the container that it's coming in as well. So if you're getting a supplement that's coming in like a clear container, then the actual folate, doesn't matter whether you're talking about methylated folate or folic acid, it's often going to be just. So with gummies, that would, like, the risk is higher again, because the chance of like they often don't have that protective barrier of the capsule, or often pills have got a protective coating as well. So with gummies, they often don't have that. So it's not so much an absorption issue as a what's the word?
The nutrient loss.
Yeah.
Before you even take them. I think Melanie highlighted another really good point is we also want to look at the serving size as well, because not all prenatal multi is designed just to take like one tablet or one capsule a day, for example, in gummy as well. So you really want to have a look how much for you is like recommend for you to take, because some brand it is advisable to take up to 8 capsules a day. So really we also want to pay attention to that as one of the consideration factors.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Catherine, can you maybe give us a couple of case studies on the different types of recommendation, just how different your kind of prenatal regime would be from one client to the next? Can you think of any clients that you've had recently that would be good case studies? Just put you on the spot.
Definitely put me on the spot because so many clients. Okay. All right. So I would say that do you want me to share maybe a client with MTHFR variants that I just saw, perhaps? Yeah. So basically, I guess that, like I highlighted before, quite a renewal from a prenatal supplements. Actually, you're starting to see what they targeting is, without folic acid, but they actually have the folate, the activated folate in there, which is easily absorbed in our body. So basically, I saw actually just a few days ago a client, which is a fertility specialist, refer a patient to me because was tested with an MTHFR gene variant. So depending on the result, so this particular patient actually tested the body itself have about 60% less absorption function. So what it means is that if this particular client taking normal type of folic acid, it might not be readily absorbed 100% in the body. So in this case, I have to look at the blood test to assess and also the diet as well before I make the recommendation what's going to be this patient prenatal supplement regime. So in the end, what I decided is that we stick to the prenatal supplement, which using the activated form of folate, but because this patient doesn't really like to eat fish eater and has a non-low vitamin D, so I make sure that that particular brand also contain omega-3, good amount of vitamin D in there, and also all the multis, vitamins and minerals in there. But like I say, because of folic acid is the only type of folic supplement that currently proven to have that protective effect in neurochip defect. So I still would put patients on the minimum recommended dose of folic acid just to help these patients to have an extra layer of protection of neurochip defects. So that's what to highlight the steps on how I usually will assess and decide on which one to go.
Amazing. So Catherine, if a healthcare professional is wanting to refer to you some clients for a nutritional supplement regime, what's the best way to refer to you?
Yeah, so my clinic is in Brisbane. I have two consulting clinic where clients can see me face to face. I also do online consultation as well. So my website is at kathleenchong.com.au. So you can actually visit my website, and all the clinic online consultation referral details are in there.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your expertise today. Great to see
No
you.
worries.
And yeah, we look forward to seeing you again for our next Q&A session next month. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
All right. Bye, everyone.